So yesterday night, a friend of mine asked me if it's possible to do a preset like this in Resolve.
Okay.
What it basically is, it zooms in with a curve, and then it keeps at a constant speed up until the end, and at the end it zooms out with a certain curve again. So that was the preset that my friend asked me to make for him. After some work, I got it to work. I've cleaned it up now, as you can see on the right. There's like, it's a bit clean-ish. And also, obviously, like, you can just drag it, make it short, and even if it's super short, it'll still work. And even if it's super, super long, like, let's say this goes on for half a minute. You know, it's like just zooming in slowly up until, like, you know, the end. And then at the end, it just zooms out, just as you'd expect. So very simple, just to go over the parameters over here. You can change the pivot. So the pivot is just where it zooms into. So if you want to make it zoom in on the left, you could change the pivot either over here, or you can turn on the fusion overlay here, and then you have a pivot over here and you can move it around, whatever you prefer. And then the zoom in goal is not like the goal that it's supposed to zoom into, but rather this zoom at the start here, wherever that's supposed to end is the zoom in goal. So if you want to like have it zoom in to 2, then you can, you know, do that, and then it zooms in into 2, and then once it hits that 2, it switches to the zoom in speed, which is the speed that is going to zoom in to the frame all the way up until the end at this constant speed that doesn't change. So you can either make this like super, super fast if you feel like it. I don't know why you do that, because that just looks weird, but you know, you can also make this slow. I think you can make it negative. I haven't tried this yet. Let's give it a shot.
Okay.
Yes, you can make it negative and it still works. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but that's a thing that you can do if you feel like it. And then the in anim length and the out anim length are how long it's going to take to zoom in and to zoom out. So let's say you wanted to take, for the zoom in, you want to take it for like a whole 60 frames. And when the zoom out, you just want, I don't know, 20 frames. And then now you can see it zooms in over 1 whole second. So 60 frames, because the video is 60 frames per second. Zooms in into the 2 over 1 second, then goes to a slower speed. And then once it hits the last 20 frames, it starts zooming out. And then down here, as you can tell, these are the curves that you use for the zoom in and the zoom out. So if you want the zoom in to be this shape, then you just make that shape. And then on your video, it now zooms in like that. And you can also add on this thing as many points as you want. And if you feel like this is a cool animation, then all the power to you. And then the same thing goes for the out curve. Let's say you just want this to be like a quick shot at the end for, again, makes no sense, but then, you know, you can make that be. If you want motion blur on this, you can also just enable the motion blur, play around with the settings, whatever you like. And then you have motion blur here. And then once you've made a preset that you're happy with, so if you're happy with this preset, you can just go to your power bins or your normal bin, wherever you want to store it, and then drag your adjustment clip that you have, drag it up here. Now you have your preset that you've made always available with your settings specifically to use in all the projects that you're doing. And again, like, no matter the length, it's always going to be just fine. For installing it, what you have to do is you have to go to your app data folder, to your roaming, then to Blackmagic Design, then Davinci Resolve, support, then Fusion, then you go into templates, you go into edit, you go into effects. If you don't have any of these folders available to you, you can just create them. And then you can drag the .setting file, which the download link for that is going to be in the description of this video. You just drag this .setting file over here, and then once that's over here, you can open up your Resolve, which, by the way, I'm recording this after the fact because I realized I never explained how to do this. But yeah, when you go to your effects, into your effects, and then you scroll down, and then somewhere down here, don't ask me where it is in my big R folder here. If it doesn't show up, like it does on my end right now, I think all you have to do is just restart Resolve. So you know what? I'll do that real quick. There you go. After restarting Resolve, it'll be up here in Fusion Effects. You can also make it appear in a folder if over here you just have it in a folder. Once you've got that over here, you can just, as we've established, you can put that on the adjustment clip. Once that's on the adjustment clip, it just works, you know, and you can once again change all the settings depending on how you need them. And yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoy this little preset in your projects.